Good morning, everybody. Larry here. About 5:37 in the morning. Getting ready to get headed to the gym. Got to get the first prayer out the way. So drinking my magical handy dandy pre-workout, which is just coffee with a little bit of sugar-free Italian sweet cream by Coffee Mate. A cup of Splenda helps get me up moving in the morning. Gotta love it. Today we are in day 2 of the deload that we're gonna be in. So right now I'm in a metabolic phase. If you don't know, I'm following some of the N1 education stuff. Coach Castman, all those guys. If you're not familiar with them, I would head over to n1training.com and figure out what you want to do from there. I recommend the program membership. That way you get exposed to different types of programming and all that. And there's also some really good nutrition advice in there as well. But anyway, this is a deload phase, just recovering so I can get ready for my next block of training, which I'm still trying to figure that out. But right now, using the incomplete rest method, which is basically we got a set of exercises. We're doing 8 sets of 8 with 30 seconds rest in between, similar to what I did around about Ramadan time frame. But I had really been pushing the training over the course of the summer with 2-a-days for quite a few days throughout that training block. So now that that's over, we're getting into some fall temps. I can still push for body composition, which I'm still going to do, but also at the same time, I want to get stronger. I want to get denser at this body weight that I'm at, which is around about 240. I'm not really looking to move up from here. Down is fine, but up is not where I want to be. I just want to be stronger at this weight. So got some things to do, things to work on. Definitely want to get my shoulder looked at so I can get back to excuse me, regular heavy pressing. So we're gonna make sure we get that as a priority. We want to keep digestion rolling smooth. We want to try to keep stress as low as possible, which is kind of difficult with 2 children under the age of 3. Definitely with one under the age of 1. So we're gonna keep working on that. But in any event, very excited. And if you haven't noticed, I have shaved my dome. The hair is already growing back, though. My hair does grow back pretty fast. If I could get the same growth properties for my hair into my muscles, I'd probably be a pro by now. But in any event, let's wash for the first prayer and get going. Okay, excuse me. So we start out with some cross-body tricep cable extensions. I don't know the exact terminology that's used by N1 for this exercise, but in any event, this does hit the long head of the tricep, and I guess I kind of underestimated my strength on this a little bit, because as the sets progress, the RPE, rate of perceived exertion, is supposed to go up. So it starts at a 6 and it's supposed to end at a 10, but honestly, it started at a 6 and probably finished by like maybe a 7.58. So that's good. I know what to use for next time, but also at the same time, I undershot myself by just a wee bit. So when you're doing metabolic sets, which in this case is 8 sets of 8 with 30 seconds rest in between sets, it's good to it's good to undershoot yourself a bit, because what you're really worried about, at least from my vantage point and the way I'm deciphering the program, is that you're really worried about the work to rest ratio. And that's something you need to keep in mind when you're doing a program like this, is that it's the work to rest ratio, right? So even though this is a deload, you definitely want to be working hard. Now, with this exercise, this was supposed to be a clavicular fly, unilateral fly. The video didn't work on the site, so I tried to YouTube it and I couldn't quite find it. So this is the best thing that I could think of, and I feel like I'm doing it wrong, to be quite honest with you, because I got more of a pump in my front delt than I did my clavicular chest. So maybe I need to raise the arms up more and do it in more of a
fly motion. But like I said, I got more of a pump on my front delt than anything, and my upper chest got a little bit too. But I think I just did it wrong. But we'll go with it for right now. So we're doing all the sets on one side, 8 sets of 8, 30 seconds rest in between sets. And I probably should have busted out my CAS handles for these, to be quite honest with you. I was really just trying to let that handle rest in the palm of my hand for both sides, and I just ended up gripping it, which can be credited back to my powerlifting days, where you just grab a bar and you just rip it off the ground or whatever. So my grip may a little bit too tight. That's something that you want to keep in mind too. That you kind of just want to let handles rest in the palm of your hand and not grip them too much, because what happens is that you don't necessarily engage the muscle anymore. So with this, I was just trying to keep my shoulder depressed a little bit, relaxed, more relaxed if you're not used to those types of terms. And I'm just trying to really just squeeze my chest around the clavicle region, just get that upper chest meat. I still need a little bit more upper chest due to the fact that I can still see bone, which, in my opinion, you need more meat up there. So, guys, if you are not going to take anything away from this video, take away that you definitely need more upper chest in your incline presses and flies. Moving on, unique machine out of Europe here at Bob's. It's labeled the Booty Builder, as you can see under my butt. It's labeled the Booty Builder, but this was a different type of tempo. So let's get into tempo a little bit for these exercises. All of the other tempos outside of this were 3-0-1-0. So meaning that's a 3-second eccentric, 3-second negative, 0 raise up, 1 second in pause position, and then you do another 3-second negative. This was 2, so I was focusing on a 2-second negative and 1 second hold at the top. And let me tell you something, that beat the shit out of me. This is also a machine out of Europe, so apparently I can't math very good. So this was a this was done. The plates are in kilograms. So kilograms are, if you don't know how to do it, you take kilograms and you multiply whatever the kilograms are, and you multiply it 2.2. So I definitely screwed myself on my earlier sets, but I got through all 8 sets. I had to lighten the weight up a little bit, which I wasn't supposed to do, but I wasn't going to make it through all 8 sets, which again is something that's important to do when you're doing a metabolic phase. Finish all your sets by any means necessary. Moving on, this wasn't really anything to write home about, but I wanted to illustrate it anyway. This was the seated calf press on the hammer machine. Jury is still out on this one. I don't train calves, obviously, so that's something I need to get back into. So I really didn't feel a great mind-muscle connection with them. I probably would have felt it even more if I did like something like a standing press, standing calf raise, or something like that. But I hadn't used this machine in a while. I forgot how it felt, to be quite honest with you. And now that I've used it, I'm not the biggest fan, so we probably won't be using it again. If we're going to do a calf press, we're probably just going to go ahead and do it on a leg press, which is a very excellent exercise and one that was recommended. Now moving on, this was where I just could not finish the sets. I tapped out at about 6 sets. So this was leg extensions with, again, 8 sets of 8, 30 seconds rest. I just kind of hopped in the machine and went to work. So my quads were on fire at the end of this. Key things to remember: you want to hold that contracted position. This is a pure quadricep exercise, is that it is fully in the shortened position. So guys, one thing that's driven my progress over the past year or so, thanks to Jordan Peters and anyone and other guys like Kulisy, is making sure that I'm in that contracted position, that shortened position, because that's where I'm going to get a very good amount of muscle damage, and to also work that lengthened position. So this doesn't really work the lengthened position too much. I'm really just focusing on the contraction. But guys, I want you to start focusing on the phases of your rep: your contracted position, your lengthened position, or rather just your two phases, the lengthened and contracted position. And I guarantee you, it's going to yield some fruit if you go ahead and do that. But we're coming up on the end of this video. Again, it wasn't meant to be anything long or anything like that. But I appreciate you guys watching, and you have a great day. Subscribe and like to the channel. Subscribe and like to the Instagram, and I'll bring you more content.